Welcome to my humble abode, your go-to channel for skincare. I'm not a professional and I don't claim to be one. I'm just a girl who is crazy over skincare. Oh my goodness, it's been a month since I've seen you guys. I have missed you so much. I am sorry for just tossing you guys away like stepchildren, like I don't care about you. But I had a lot going on and I just needed to focus on that. But we are back on track and I've got so much of the scoops for you and so much more, and I'm so excited. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing the scoop on Swiitch Beauty skincare. So this is one of the most highly requested reviews and I legitimately just needed to deliver it to you. So there are two products that we're going to be looking at today: the Watergel Hydrating and Plumping Serum and the Invisible Sunscreen Mist at SPF 50. Okay, so let's get straight into it. The first product that we're going to be discussing is the Watergel Hydrating and Plumping Serum, and this is 50 mils and it retails for 190 Rand. The second ingredient that we're seeing here is glycerin, and I love seeing glycerin so high on an ingredient list. One, because it's a humectant and I have dry skin, so I love stuff that hydrate my skin. And two, because it is skin identical, so very barrier supportive. The sixth ingredient that we're seeing here is niacinamide, and niacinamide is just a cult favorite. Niacinamide is just everywhere in skincare ingredients and I ain't mad at it. It's such a beautiful ingredient. I always call it skincare's perfect child. It is so good at, dealing with hyperpigmentation, regulating oil control, dark marks. It is just such a good ingredient that's so versatile and also works well with all the skin types. So such a stunning ingredient, and to have it 6th on the ingredient list is really good. So far the ingredient list is looking really awesome. Then in between, you're finding a lot of antioxidants, and I just love antioxidants, in my skincare products. They help fight against free radicals, and free radicals is not what you want on your skin, because free radicals break up the collagen and the elasticity in your skin, and it leaves you aging really quickly. That's why it's so good to have antioxidants in your skincare products, because they help fight against those free radicals. So what we're seeing in here is carrot root extract, ginseng root extract. Oh my gosh, I love ginseng. It's just so good for anti-aging, and it dates so back into the history of Asia. It's just such a beautiful antioxidant. So I'm really excited that we're seeing some ginseng in here, which is also not an antioxidant that I see often in skincare ingredients. So for me it's one of those underrated ingredients. I just love ginseng. Then we have another cult favorite, and I mean, if you love K-beauty and J-beauty, you're gonna know this one. This is Centella Asiatica extract, and it's also just so good for soothing the skin and calming the skin down if you have some irritated skin. Then one of my absolutely favorite products is green tea extract. I love me green tea as an antioxidant. It just works so well in fighting those free radicals, and it has phenols in it, which also helps against some sun damage. So I just love me some green tea extracts. So the antioxidants that we're actually seeing in here are actually some superior ingredient antioxidants, and one of my favorites, and I'm loving it. And then there are a ton, and I mean a ton, of skin identical ingredients, which just made me fall in love with the ingredients formula so much in this hydrating and plumping serum. Skin identical ingredients are so barrier supportive, and if you can get that right, for me, you're a winner. I mean, if you are a day one on my channel, you know that I come from an impaired skin barrier from over exfoliating my skin. So when I see skin identical ingredients, I just lose my shit, because I know I'm gonna get a lot of hydration, a lot of plumpiness, just a lot of skin comforting. And it's just something that I love. I mean, my skin looks like this because I put so much intent in making sure that the skincare products that I place on my skin have a lot of skin identical ingredients so that they actually support my barrier. And when you have a strong skin barrier, allergy allergens and bacteria struggle to get in, so you're not getting breakouts that easily, and moisture retains within your skin, so your skin keeps its plumpiness and its youthfulness. So really important for me. For Swiitch Beauty to put so many skin identical ingredients is just so boss, and I'm so impressed with them. So let me just name a few that are in here. There is ceramide NP, and you know, for me ceramide is the one. Like, I love ceramides. I look for ceramides all over. Your skin is made up of 50% of ceramides, and as you get older you lose that ceramide so easily. So when I see ceramides in an ingredient list, I am just like, yes mama, give it to me, I need it. And you know, there's ceramide NP in here, which is a really good ceramide, and I'm very impressed, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also seeing other ingredients, so I'm just gonna read them out to you. Glycine, serine, aspartic acid, choline, valine, histidine, arginine, and so much more. From an ingredients perspective, I think that this is just heavenly. It is so good. But you know, the ingredients can look great, but it really needs to work. So let's just discuss it from an experience point of view. I'm just gonna put a pump. And oh, look at that. It's just so stunning. It is so elegant on my hand. It's so smooth, it's so soft, it absorbs so easily. It is so highly hydrating, and there is a stunning moisture to it as well, and it just absorbs really nicely into the skin. I just fell in love with the formula and then the experience of the product on my skin the moment I used it. This does exactly what it says. It is so hydrating, and it really plumps your skin up, and it really does give you, you know, a good amount of moisture, but not moisture that is incredibly overbearing. The only pet peeve that I had was with this pump bottle. So sometimes it pumps like really nicely. So now I gave it a go, and like it just went through, and I was like, oh wow, okay, good for you. But sometimes I'm there and I'm pumping and nothing comes out, and then products actually ends up coming out into the pump, and then sometimes I need to just open it like this to get the product out. So that would be like my only pet peeve. But for 190 rand and 50 mils, I think that this is flippin' amazing. If you have not tried it yet, I think that you are really missing out, especially if you're a skincare junkie. It is so stunning and so worth the 190 rand, so affordable, with such a beautiful skincare ingredient list. Definitely something that I will be purchasing again and again since I've got it. I have used this every day and I always look for it. Like I said, the pump annoys me, but otherwise good stuff. Swiitch Beauty, this here is a top-notch hydrating serum, no doubt. Okay, so next we're gonna look at the Invisible Sunscreen Mist SPF 50. So the sunscreen filters here are, the short name is octinoxate. This absorbs UVB radiation and not UVA radiation. So just a quick 101. So UVB radiation is basically what burns your skin, so you know, what changes your skin complexion, whereas UVA, I always just remember it for aging, so it like gives you sunspots, aging spots, wrinkles and all of that. So this sunscreen filter octinoxate only absorbs UVB sun rays and not UVA. The thing with octinoxate is that it's not a very stable filter. When it is exposed to sunlight, it breaks down easily and loses its effectiveness quite fast. So to make it more stable, you would need to use other filters, such as Tinosorb S, for example, which is one of the filters that is present in here as well. So that's good. Then there's another sunscreen filter in here with a really difficult name that I'm about to butcher. It's called 4-methylbenzidine camphor. Forgiveness if that's wrong. It's another chemical sunscreen that protects in the UVB range. And according to NC Decoder, this is a chemical sunscreen that is not approved in the US or in Japan. So that's a bit suspect there. Then there's ethyl hexyl salicylate. This is another sunscreen filter for UVB protection. It's not a very strong filter on its own, but it is used to enhance the SPF. Then there's octocrylene, which is also another chemical sunscreen. It gives a lot of UVB protection and it leans a little bit towards some UVA protection. Adults with ketoprofen sensitivity, which is people basically who get rashes if they are exposed to the sun, and adults and children with skin sensitivity is usually affected by this filter. So personally, I do have sensitive skin. Octocrylene as a filter for me is not good because it really burns on my skin when I put it on. So this is also one of the reasons why I didn't personally buy the sunscreen, because I looked at the sunscreen filters that they had and I knew. So I told myself, I'm like, girl, you're just gonna be wasting those Mandelas because you know that your skin is gonna burn and you're not gonna be able to use this product. So one, the product was sold out, and two, even if it wasn't sold out, it's not something that I would lean towards because of my skin sensitivity. So yeah, the octocrylene as a sunscreen is not good for me. There's also avobenzone, and this is a chemical sunscreen that provides UVA protection. So octocrylene and avobenzone are much of the older sunscreen filters. Avobenzone gives you UVA protection, which is definitely what we needed, because a lot of the sunscreen filters that I've just gone through, you know, has been given quite substantial UVB protection. So I'm glad to see that there's some UVA protection now. Avobenzone, like, you know, that name is very common because it is a very common sunscreen that we see globally. However, it is also not very photo stable. So unfortunately, the older generation sunscreens are not very photo stable, so it degrades really quickly. So just to give you an example, allegedly avobenzone loses 36% of its UV absorption after an hour of sunlight. So that's what I mean when I say that it's not very photo stable. They also have Tinosorb S, gives you a much broader spectrum in terms of UVA and UVB protection, and it is also photo stable. So you're seeing a mixture of new gen and old gen chemical sunscreens in here. High on the list is niacinamide, and like I said, you know, with the Watergel, niacinamide is just a cult favorite. You know, everybody loves niacinamide, and I'm more than happy to see niacinamide in a skincare ingredient list. I'm actually quite happy to see that it's popping up far more often now than it has historically. There is alcohol in here, and you know, I get this question quite often, like, what is my stance? So if it's low on the ingredient list, it has a low concentration relative to the other ingredients. It's really added for cosmetic elegance, and perhaps, like, you know, maybe to thin down the sunscreen, making it a lighter formula and therefore making it easier to evaporate on your skin. So this is my stance. If it's in a low concentration, I really don't mind it. Most of the alcohol evaporates really quickly. There shouldn't be any long-term effects on the living cells, which is past the dead skin that we actually have on our skin, which is also past the stratum corneum, you know, just to be brief about it. So a low concentration of alcohol in products do not stress me out. It evaporates really quickly from your skin, and it can't get into the living cells to actually, you know, do much damage. So that is my take and my stance there. Okay, and then there's 4 citrus essential oils in here, and this did confuse me because of the potential of phototoxicity, which is a chemically induced skin irritation. Yeah, so when I saw those 4 citrus essential oils in the sunscreen, I was like, okay. So overall, I can't speak in terms of experience. I do know that the application is absolutely effortlessly, because you just need to spray it on your skin and it's meant to absorb and just disappear. Whether it does that, I can't tell you personally, but I mean, for 190 rand, that's also ridiculously cheap. Honestly, I think from a formulation perspective, it's okay. I would say it's a meh sunscreen, not something that I would be purchasing for myself. As you can see, I don't have it. I did, however, go onto Instagram and ask them on Instagram, you know, for some of their thoughts from people who actually have used the sunscreen. So I'm just gonna read them out to you real quick. Okay, so here are some of the reviews from my Instagram fam. Dag AF says, love it, lightweight, absorbs, melts into my skin, super hydrating. Saralton says, it really works and feels light on my skin. Prefer this over SPF cream that looks silver and oily. Katija Shake says, sunscreen filter itself feels greasy at first, but it's okay once settles in. Can't put my makeup on immediately after because it's patchy, so you have to wait for a bit. Don't appreciate that in the morning rush. However, over my makeup, it feels great and hydrating, and I don't get the greasy feel. Also leaves a great dewy, fresh finish. Those are the experience reviews from my Insta fam. Thanks, guys. Definitely for me, the water gel is 100% yes. Like I said, I'm meh on the sunscreen and definitely not something that I'm going to purchase. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I mean, if you've made it this far, you might as well subscribe to my channel. And guys, I can't wait to see you again. I promise you guys are not stepchildren that I've just like, you know, thrown aside and just like not cared about. You will see me next week again, I promise. And I've got so much more scoops, so make sure that your notification bells is on so you don't miss out when the next video comes in. Such a fabulous time with you guys, and have a great one. Bye.